Good morning and welcome to the fourth hour. It's always nice to have you along. I appreciate it. There are a number of stories here that really are catching my eye. I want to start with the great one, Mark Levin, who is responding to Donald Trump. Donald Trump has been critical of Vladimir Zelensky. And so Levin, I did not mention this on the air this morning. I just caught this out of the corner of my eye as I was doing my show preparation this morning. So let's take a look at it. On the Mark Levin show, and I'm sorry to admit to you that I was not listening last night. I was out early. I was pretty tired. Actually, I did listen to a portion of the Levin show last night. I did not happen to hear him responding to Trump. Let's see what Levin said. Boy, lots of ads. Levin said Zelensky ordered martial law. That's what the Constitution there compelled. Zelensky hasn't called for an election. That's what the Constitution there compels, which is a great point. Now I'm waiting for the first free election for Vladimir Putin, he said. I mean, this is almost comical in a sick way that Putin is demanding an election. Why is he demanding an election in Ukraine when he doesn't have free and real elections in his own country? This is why it's so difficult to disagree with the great one. He said, I don't know why there are people that not only oppose Zelensky, but seem to support Putin. Now, wait a minute. And I'm not certain that it appears he's talking about Trump here. Opposing Zelensky, but supporting Putin. What Trump wants to do is end what's going on over there, I think. But he also rejected Trump's claim that Zelensky is unpopular in Ukraine. Said the latest polls show his approval ratings at around 57%. That's not what I've seen. I'm not disputing Levin. I'm saying he maybe has some information that I've not seen. Anyway, Ukraine did not invade Russia. Russia invaded Ukraine. True. Ukraine doesn't have the industrial might that a Russia has or a China. They didn't start this war. What were they supposed to do? Roll over and play dead? I can just hear Levin saying it. Anyway, this was an interesting piece over at the New York Post. Mark Levin saying that Donald Trump is incorrect in where he stands on that. There's a story with Kristi Noem. I'm having a really hard time not calling her governor, referring to her as Governor Kristi Noem. She's obviously no longer governor. She is the Secretary of Homeland Security. She signed a memo this week deputizing up to 600 State Department officials as immigration officers. This is part of a government-wide push to ramp up deportations and secure the border. So what else is being said here? Noem said this last week. It's DHS's understanding that the Department of Treasury has qualified law enforcement personnel available to assist with immigration enforcement, especially in light of recent increases to the IRS's workforce and budget, she said. She also, this is Fox News saying that arrests have just gone through the roof. Yeah, it's pretty crazy what we have seen. This is what happens when you actually get out there and enforce the law, right? Actually get out there aggressively, enforce the law. That's a big story this morning at foxnews.com. I had thought about saving this story for last, but I think I'm gonna share it with you right now because it just as I look up and see it there, it's just the headline is making me laugh. Do you know that Donald Trump is, Donald Trump is a germaphobe? You heard this? And which is true. Donald Trump is a germaphobe. He's got a thing about germs. And so you see this story, not that, this, Trump swapping out the Resolute desk in the Oval Office days after Elon Musk's son appeared to wipe a booger on it. Oh no, what happened? So the White House has assured the public it's not a permanent change. So the president ordered the Resolute desk removed from the Oval Office for refurbishment after Elon Musk's son picked his nose and rubbed the desk on live TV last week. So I don't know if that's the reason why. It's pretty well known, though, that Trump is a germaphobe. So I would not, he may have wanted to have that desk cleaned. Do you need to have it removed from the office in order? Apparently. Now, again, I don't know. There may be a lot more to it. I don't want to jump to conclusions, but it is funny. I've got to say, I think that story absolutely makes me laugh because, again, there have been a number of stories, and I've seen them over the time, that Trump was running for office and that Donald Trump was a germaphobe. And I don't sweat that. That doesn't bother. That doesn't affect me. It doesn't bother me. But I thought that story was funny when I spied that this morning. Also, let's go to Elon Musk. Elon Musk, I want to show you the video. Elon Musk getting a chainsaw from the president of, this was at the Conservative Political Action Conference. This is CPAC, all right? And so, Elon Musk receives a chainsaw. Have you seen this? Him with this chainsaw? I want to enlarge this maybe just a bit more for you before I hit the video. There we go. Here it comes. Here it comes. Thank you.
This is the chainsaw for bureaucracy. Chainsaw!
Chainsaw! Like a wild man with a chainsaw. All right, keep your distance from Elon Musk when he's wielding the chainsaw for bureaucracy around. And then finally, there was one other story that I wanted to share. I'm probably going to run a little bit short here. Generally, we get about 15 minutes in. But Laura Trump is going to be joining Fox News Channel starting tomorrow night. My View with Laura Trump will make its debut tomorrow night. And there are a number of stories about this actually trending this morning. And they're saying this may be the first time someone so closely related to a president has been given such a prominent TV role while the politician is still in office. So what is Laura Trump saying? I don't care what others have done here. This is what Fox is saying. I don't think there's any. So it will air Saturdays, and this likely is Eastern time, 9 to 10 p.m., so likely that's 8 to 9. It's going to take the place of One Nation with Brian Kilmeade, which is being moved. So Laura Trump beginning tomorrow night, 8, I believe those are Eastern times. So I believe 8 p.m. Central time. My View with Laura Trump, for those of you who are Fox News fans. She I have always found interesting, and she is got a lot of fire, and I thought you might find that something that you would like, a program that you might enjoy. So be looking for Laura Trump and her new show, which premieres on Fox News Channel coming up this weekend. I'm trying to take a look at some of your comments. How are all of you doing, by the way? It's always great to have you guys along. I appreciate this. Sean, thank you. Give a like and let's go, he said. David's in California where he lives, 60 degrees. It's going to rival that here coming up this weekend. Nah, not close, but what was the latest? Because it's not as cold as it's been this, tomorrow 35, Sunday 43, Monday 47, Tuesday 53. Pretty good for South Dakota this time of the year. Kathy's enjoying a beautiful 79 in Arizona. Kathy, good morning to you. It's always good to hear from you. Who are you talking about there, Kathy? Saying forgive me because you guys are making comments, as I'm speaking. She's saying she also ordered the use of polygraphs with potential leakers. Who was that, Kathy, that you were referring to? Forgive me, I don't know who I was talking about at the time. David saying, I'm amazed at the number of 3-letter agencies that have armed officers but are not law enforcement. Yeah, they're what's going on in the federal government is a bit. David said, I knew that the Russian documents were wrong because President Trump is a germaphobe. Yeah. Yeah. That's pretty well known. there's been a lot of coverage of Donald Trump and again, we've all got, certain things that bother us or whatever. And in Donald Trump's case, he is a bit of a germaphobe, but I did think that story was funny. the kid, and there he is with his, I'm not going to put my finger up my nose. You get the idea. There's the kid, with his finger up his nose. Standing at the Resolute desk. That's one of those things I don't think you can ever live down, right? That gets around. Hey, remember that time? You're going to hear that that kid's going to hear that for the rest of his life. It's just one of those moments. I really don't have a lot of other things for you today. I got hung up in a meeting prior and didn't have as much time, but most of the stories I was seeing were stories that we talked about on the air this morning anyway. Podcasts, of course, are back up and running. You can find those at KELO.com, so you can listen anytime at your convenience. So if you hear something and aren't able to hear all of it, you can always come back to it later. You'll find all my podcasts at KELO.com. If you're on X, I'm also moving those. Once those are posted, I'm moving them every day on my page on X. So I'm trying to put them out there as well. Don't do a lot of other opinion on X. I know a lot of folks do. I'm not so inclined to do that. Really, I'm really comfortable with the 3 hours and 3 hours plus that I have here every week. I get to share a lot of stuff with you and a lot of thoughts and get your thoughts and exchange with you. And that's more than enough for me. So generally on X, you're not going to see me sharing a lot of opinion. Once in a while I might, but it depends if I'm near a computer. That's when I'm the most likely to do it. But Facebook primarily, and I keep a lighter tone on Facebook for the most part, with the exception of this. So That's really all I got. I hope you, if you made it to the end of the video, generally have lower numbers on Friday, so not as many of you this morning as I've seen on other days. That's pretty typical. Fridays are that way. So if you made it to the end of the video, you are part of my gallery of champions. I really appreciate it. I hope you'll hit the like button before you leave, and I want to really wish you a great weekend. We got warmer temps on the way this weekend. It's going to be nice, at least for those of us here in South Dakota. The rest of you, sounds like it's warm anyway. I'm a little envious, but thank you so much for being here. Have a wonderful weekend. See you again on Monday. So long until then, my friend, and may God bless.